Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me today. So today I have a very special guest that's traveled all the way from Peru and it's not Paddington Bear. If you would like to find out who my special guest is today, then please keep on watching. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell if you want to hear of when I release videos. Okay, so Chris, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I can, certainly. My name's Chris Finch. I've been in education for a very long time. I've been roaming around the world in international education for 35 years now, which is a very long time. And I've taught now in 3 continents and 5 countries, I guess. So currently I'm the headmaster of Markham College, which is a school in Lima in Peru. We've got about 2,000 kids and I'm having a great time down there.
So it sounds like you have a lot of experience crossing continents and also being a mathematician as well and leading a big school of 2,000 students. So Chris, what can you share with us in terms of any insights, maths teaching?
Maths teaching, it was interesting because I watched your conversation with Paul Jackson the other day and I agree largely with most of the things he said. I think for me the important thing about maths is that it's an activity, it's not a body of knowledge. You can't know maths without doing it, you've got to do it. And it's actually the doing of maths that makes you understand what being a mathematician is about. So I've always been very keen to try and stress students doing stuff in mathematics.
I think that's a really important point, Chris, because I think as teachers, you know, we have this big pedagogical toolbox of different strategies that we pull out. And I don't think there is a wrong way and a right way. I think we use different strategies according to what's appropriate for our students. And I think really building that relationship with our students so that they trust us and that we can then employ any strategy to help them understand on a deep level is probably key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very, very important. I was reading a dreadful book. There's a lot of dreadful books out. Not yours, Jenny. Yours is fantastic, of course. But there are a lot of dreadful books about education these days. It's a big industry. And it was a dreadful book. And it started out, it was telling you what you need to know, the key things you need to know as a teacher. And one of the early chapters, it says, don't worry about if you have trouble teaching group work. Don't worry if you have trouble teaching kids in teams and they don't learn as much. You don't need to do it. I have research that demonstrates that kids learn just as well individually as they do in groups. Which, you know, is probably true if you can't actually teach in groups. And I noticed you covered that in one of your previous videos on this channel. But for me, the question I'd like to ask him, if I ever had the chance to sit down with him over a beer, is to say, how do kids learn how to collaborate if you don't teach them in groups? I'm not so concerned about the learning of maths. I'm more concerned that they learn skills that they're going to use for the rest of their lives. To be honest, most of the maths that we teach above the age of about 13, they'll never use again in their lives. But if they learn how to collaborate and work with other people, they'll use that at university, they'll use that in jobs. It's the called for skill by all employers. I want them to work in teams. I want them to know how to lead a team. I want them to know how to contribute. How are they going to learn that if teachers don't teach in groups? He's missed the point about education completely.
Chris, I think that that's a really important point in terms of developing critical thinking and collaborative skills. Really what employers want these days. They don't really want our students or their employees to know what the quadratic formula is, but how do they actually work in a team and work and lead a team as well? So I think that's a really important point about collaboration and really trying to develop those collaborative skills in our students so that they can go out there into the workforce and be able to work dynamically and to work in a cooperative team.
I think it's true about every aspect of mathematics as well. Why do we teach them maths? What is it all about? Do we want adults to be able to solve a differential equation or even a quadratic formula? The answer is, for most of them, no. And for the ones that do, well, they can learn it on the job, quite frankly. But so why is it that we think learning maths is important? It's because of the skills that they learn in problem solving, in logical thinking, in reasoned analysis, to be able to cope with abstract ideas. And all of that actually can happen at any level of mathematics. So that's where we should be working on. We should be giving them problems to solve, investigations to do, things to explore, to try and find out about things, using the mathematics as a tool. It's a tool for finding other skills, not an end in itself.
Yes, I love how you've used exploration and investigations as well, because it's important we put our students in that kind of inquiry mode of thought, so that we're not just giving them the answers all the time, and we're teaching them to critically engage their own intellects, and for them to work out, oh, that's what that was about. What was that deep conceptual understanding that I was trying to take away from that particular investigation? So just before you go, Chris, I just wanted to share with everyone the wonderful website that you have called educhanges.com, and I'm going to put the link below in the description box. And it really is about Chris sharing his insights and his experience about leadership and change management. And in particular, he's got these wonderful stories called Alice in Eduland. Is that right?
Alice in Education Land.
Oh, Alice in Education Land. And can you just give us a little teaser without giving away too much, so that we can let everybody read and enjoy these stories?
So Alice goes through the looking glass and discovers that as an older person, she's now become a teacher in a school. She meets all the old characters, the Mad Hatter, what's the rabbit called? The White Rabbit, that's it, meets the White Rabbit, and various other characters from the Alice stories who have important positions with the school, and she is led to question a lot of the sacred cows about education that we all are force-fed and forced to believe, and do it hopefully in a slightly amusing way. So enjoy reading them.
It's very clever, and I love reading Chris's releases when he releases a new story. They've actually been published as well, Chris. Where can we find them?
They're in International Teacher Magazine, which comes out of Bath University. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So I know that Chris is going to be sharing a lot more with us in our next video, so please stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.
Thanks,
Bye.
Jenny. Bye.
Bye.